Hey, hello everyone. This is the April 2016 GNU Radio Developers Call. Um, we have an agenda posted which is very short, which means hopefully this will be a very short call. And not because we're lazy, or just because there's nothing much to discuss. So Ben was actually going to spearhead that call, and he might not be able to talk currently because he's otherwise busy. So I'm just going to go through the agenda, and everyone can feel free to step in. So currently we have on our agenda we want to talk about the website very briefly. GSOC we can't say much, but I'm just still going to remind people that it's going on, and of course some reminders for the GNU Radio conference. So let's talk about the website first. And for this, I will actually share my screen if I could do that. Okay, there we go. So you should be seeing the GNU Radio website now. Is that coming through? Can someone confirm what I?
Yeah, it's looking good.
Okay, cool. So this is the new website that we've released a while back. So Ben did most of the work, so I just want to give him a shout out for that. So a quick reminder, as we talked about last call, we want to split the website basically into two parts, sort of the front page, which is nice and shiny in WordPress, and it's sort of blogs and content, that sort of less technical content, and then the sort of the back end, which is going to be a GitLab thing, which we don't have yet. So we still use Redmine on the back end, but this is sort of this part we've mostly done. And we're not quite finished with the actual development of the website. So as in, code changes or infrastructure changes to the website, but mostly, so basically, pretty much this week, that should be ticked off, and then at that point, we need to focus on the actual content. I'm just going to sort of quickly run through this, what we have right now. So if you go to GNURadio.org, this is what you see. You can scroll down. So there's the GRCon16 banner, which I'm going to jump to in a minute. We've been updating graphics. Shout out to Marcus, who always helps us with anything that is graphics, icon, or Photoshop related. Yeah, so we have a couple of these. So here's an example of what we still need to improve. If you click this link, for example, it'll take you to Redmine, and we want to keep that kind of content on the front panel. So, yeah. We have news, obviously, and we'll try and be more diligent about posting stuff here. But we've already, in the past, even on Redmine, we've posted all software releases and other major items, and we'll continue doing that. But maybe we can even be a bit more diligent about that. And you can see, like, we have nice new icons for folk releases and GNU Radio releases, etc. Yeah, we have these blogs already. We've been there pretty much since the beginning. So these are both external posts. So this is something that Tim wrote on his own blog, but we can link it in because it's radio related, and these are sort of internal posts. And very important, we have the events also listed. So you can see here the dev call, and we'll be adding other events, obviously the conference, but also stuff like local GNU Radio happenings, stuff like that. Now, for these things like news items, blog posts, and events, we definitely need input from the community. So if you have anything you feel that's worth posting on here, please let us know. We do not want to miss out on cool stuff. Just get in touch with us. I mean, we have our contact info, and if you don't, it's down here. But you can also find us on IRC and Slack and the mailing list or whatever. It really shouldn't be hard to get in touch with us. There's a couple of things that are still not working, like they worked at some point, but they don't right now. For example, calendar. Yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah, calendar view is currently broken. But these are sort of the little things that we're going to fix ASAP, and after that it's just content. And yeah, we're pretty happy with this. But if you have criticism, feedback, or anything, we're very interested to hear that. Cool. So just making sure that I haven't forgotten anything on this particular item. I don't think so. Okay. This is the website. updates. One part of the website that I wanted to jump into right from here is the GNU Radio conference. This is one of the first things we've been using the website for. So the registration is open. A lot of people have already registered. I don't know if you follow Cyberspectrum, but I also mentioned this yesterday that people are signing up. And if you know that you're going, that we should definitely make sure not to hesitate. I mean, I'm not saying that we're definitely going to sell out all seats, but it could happen, and no reason to wait. So click the Register Now button. And a quick reminder, if you're a student and you have proof of enrollment, you will actually get a free registration for that. Obviously, you still need to get Boulder, but at least the conference entrance fees will be taken care of. So the GNU Radio conference it is coming on well. There's a couple of new things that we'll have. So one thing, we have a couple of new things. So one thing that we're working on is the way we're sort of pulling in presentations, and this year also a paper, so there will be some proceedings. There'll be more information following on that. So call for presentations, etc. is still up, so we're interested in people participating, and you should also make sure you get that in early. So even last year we already had trouble putting everything up, so there's always a lot of content we need to get in. So if you want to definitely present on something, go ahead and click that button. But one thing I do want to point out is the whole sponsoring thing. So we're happy about every sponsor, but we do actually have limited amount of space for booths and actually sponsorships themselves. So we have a couple of platinum sponsors. Oh man, we have one more that's currently not up yet. And Ben just mentioned it to me before. I think AHA is on there. I forget in which category they fall. But what I'm saying is, if you want to be a sponsor, that's also something you should be aware of. There's also deadlines on that. Although obviously we'll try and work hard with everyone who wants to sponsor the conference. But in terms of booth space, that we actually are limited. So as soon as we run out of booth space, we can't magic any more booth space into the conference venue. So if you want to put up a booth, please get in touch with us ASAP, just so nothing, there's no misunderstandings, and we have enough time to figure everything out. And I definitely would like to thank everyone who's already signed up for sponsorship. It makes a huge difference and really makes the conference possible. Just want to make sure. Yeah, and we'll be adding more information on hotels and all of that soon. But we already know it's when it's happening and where it's happening, so that should give you enough to plan your travels for the time being. Okay. Just want to check my teleprompter, aka Ben. No, nothing going on there. Okay, I don't know if there's any questions, maybe through IRC, maybe people watching the YouTube stream, or anyone of you guys participating. Did I forget anything? Is there anything I could clarify?
I think you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So, did you mention the registration dates?
The registration dates? No, I did not. So, let me see if I can find them.
Yeah, if any of you are registered now, it mentions.
Sorry, I have 1 minute to hop on real quick. So the key dates that are on the website. Sorry, Martin, I should have told you this earlier. The key dates that are currently on the landing page of GRCon are no longer accurate. We're going to push them out, almost all of them. So the deadline to register, the deadline to submit abstracts, both of those will get pushed out. One of the things that we will be doing, though, is we'll be introducing a bump. So if you register, I got to look at the dates again, but if you register before August 5th and the current prices hold, and after August 5th we're going to slightly bump the prices of the registration tickets. But registration will remain open until the day of the conference. As all previous years, it'll just be a little more expensive. Now I have to hop off again real quick.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Ben. So the actual dates are yet to be determined, but whatever is on this website is a minimum date. It'll be pushed out from here. Okay. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say on the website and the conference. So please join us for the conference. Last conference was fantastic, but so were all the others. And we're really looking forward to this. I think it'll be a great event. We have had good content in the past and great discussions. People are approachable at GRCon, and it's just a great place to be. Okay, I don't want to start babbling here. So the next item on my list is Google Summer of Code and Summer of Code in Space, and there are no updates currently. So I just want to remind everyone we are participating. We were selected into the program, but we are not allowed to make any announcements for GSOC until Google has made their official announcements, which is tomorrow, which is unfortunate timing. But we will have interesting projects going on. And then Summer of Code in Space is actually not yet finalized, so we also have no updates on that. But I'm still very optimistic that we'll be accepted into that program as well. Now, I would like to thank all the mentors who signed up and helped, reviewing proposals and all of that. We've been doing this for a while now, and I think we're getting good at this. And one thing that I sort of learned is that we need to over-plan, in terms of mentors. We need at least 3 times as many mentors as we're planning to have students, just to sort of be able to actually spread out all the topics and have backup in place. And we're even beyond that now. So we have a very, very very good team of mentors reviewing and helping out with this. And I'd like to thank all of those. But obviously, I'd also like to thank all students that have submitted applications. And even if you're not selected, I'd still like to thank you, being interested in the project. And I would like to encourage people to, hang in there. If you have a really interesting radio and you didn't get selected, don't get disappointed. There's plenty of things you can do. There's going to be another Summer of Code next year, and you can also participate in the GNU Radio project in other ways other than Google Summer of Code. So please don't run off and stay interested. Okay. So we usually do the working group updates at this point. Now Sebastian was pretty good about updating us. Let me just grab my notes here, because he couldn't make the call, but he's still. Oh man, I don't have it. Posted it in Slack. Does anyone have it right there? Okay, now I have it. Okay, so Sebastian has been working on GRC, and I don't know how he finds the time to do this. Fantastic work as usual. I guess Seth helped out there, so maybe Seth, you can jump in and tell me, what I'm missing. So I'm just going to read these out. So apparently there's a big code refactoring and reorganizing, and all the first part of that will be merged later this week. So it's probably already up on the GRC master branch. A lot of changes, a lot of cleanup. The cleanup is necessary because and the refactoring, they both are necessary because we need to move forward. And right now, GRC it's difficult to modify simply because it's also so clumped up. Yeah, so there's going to be refactorings, which, as a user, that means you might actually have bugs that you didn't have before. So it's not entirely obvious what the benefits of these are, but these are actually important changes. Trust us on that. Switching the GTK GUI bindings to PyG object for GR38 is underway. I'm not entirely sure why we do that. I think there was some dependency breakage. Can someone comment on that?
So Philip found that I guess they got rid of PyGTK in the latest Open Embedded Master. So GRC is based on PyGTK2, and that's all going away. So we have to move to GTK3 for that support.
Okay, thanks, Seth. There will be a working group call for GRC. Not entirely sure when, maybe next week. Seth, do you know anything about that?
Yeah, sometime next week, probably next Thursday.
So probably the same time slot as this call then.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so thanks, Seth and Sebastian. And I do this every month, but I really would like to encourage people to help out with the GUI development. I know it can be less satisfying than doing ESP stuff if you're in the whole GNU Radio business, but it's something that everyone uses. People will be very happy. Will buy you beers, I guess, and GRC is one of the most important parts of GNU Radio. So I don't have any updates sort of on the community side. I don't know, Phil, do you have something to say for the embedded?
I did look at the manifest for the people using the manifest for OE builds, and I did update revs for the Fido and Jethro branches. So if anyone was playing with that, I did update it. I'll probably make some new E300 images when there's a UHD release.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Okay. So Nathan is not on our call this week, but we had a folk release, but that was, I think, coinciding with the last dev call, so I think we already talked about that. Same about the GNU Radio releases, so there's no news on that end. I do want to remind people that Ubuntu 16.04 LTS is released today. I know that Ubuntu is the most popular distro among the GNU Radio users. At least I'm pretty certain about that. And it has a new GCC, and it has Python 3 by default. And I have a suspicion if you do pybombs install GNU Radio on 16.04, it won't actually work, but I haven't tried it out yet. This is not really a GNU Radio related news item, but I think it might affect us, so I just wanted to remind everyone about that. And I'd like to get some feedback. Usually new Ubuntu releases have worked fine in the past, but this one might not.
Yeah, I'll try to upgrade my machine, one of my machines, soon and test it. It won't be a fresh install, which might be different since I've already got a bunch of the dependencies installed on my current machine, but I'll at least be able to test an upgrade path.
Cool, thanks, Tom. Okay, those are all the items that I have to talk about this month. I guess the last call was only 3 weeks ago, so maybe there's less stuff accumulating. And next call we'll definitely have more to talk about in terms of GSOC, definitely more specifics about GRCon, and I'm hoping that we'll get Jonathan and/or Nathan on to talk about technical updates, releases, that kind of thing. Otherwise, I'd like to thank everyone for joining the call this month, and yeah, see you all next month. Bye.
Thanks, Matt.
All right.